Hello and welcome to the Fishing Guide Podcast. I'm your host, Brad Wiegmann. I was going to say we're in my house, but we're not. We're in Les's place.
There you go.
So we're at the Crappie compound. What can we say? The first thing we have to say is, how did it get its name, Crappie Compound? People have asked me that, and I said, I'll ask Les.
You know, Brad, years ago, all of us fishermen guys, we'd all gather up here, and that's where we hung out. It was actually a fishing and hunting lodge for years. And Lois and I lived north of here. And so I was over here on the weekends with all my buddies. And I don't know really who come up with the name, but, I mean, we kind of called it the compound. And then one day somebody says it just needs to be the Crappie Compound. And I don't remember who actually came up with the name. May have been Kent Driscoll. But I'll give him credit for it.
Okay.
And but anyway, it just got to be called the Crappie Compound, and then eventually Mississippi Crappie Compound.
Right.
But that's what's on the sign out there.
So are you going to add another little sign underneath there? It says the Crappie Cartel, like underneath it?
We're kind of excited about the Crappie Cartel, man, what we got going on.
What is the deal on that?
People
have been seeing that. They've been asking me, and I said, well, just don't cross them, and I guess you won't find yourself in the ditch.
No, you're talking about Steve Coleman, Jim Churchill, John Harrison, myself. We've all been just great friends for years, even though we have a lot of friends in the crappie world. But we've been special friends and spent a lot of time together. And we just kind of felt like we wanted something that was a little different than just a fishing show or seeing us out on a boat, doing a fishing show. We wanted it to be more like a lifestyle event of some sort, kind of like we wanted to have our wives included. We wanted to be able to travel, go to different places, different parts of the country, and just be able to share knowledge. There's so many people out there that want to learn how to fish. There's fishermen out there that's fished all their lives, but they like to learn different techniques. And power trolling is something we have a ton of people ask about.
Right.
Planer boards now have just gone absolutely crazy.
Yep.
And we've got so many people wanting to learn how do you run the planer boards and how you do it efficiently. So we started this thing. We just kind of just playing around, called it a cartel, a little group of guys that we hang out together. And we're excited about where we're going with it, and hopefully just promote the crappie fishing. And, maybe it'll work.
It might. Never know.
It might.
Let's talk about fishing, because you're here on Sardis, pretty much. That's your home reservoir. And people always talk about power trolling. If you were to explain what power trolling is in a nutshell, what would you say?
Brad, power trolling is just what I call an advanced method of spider rigging. Everything is bigger, weights, heavier weights, longer poles, heavier weights, faster action, speed is 3-4 times what it would be as far as spider rigging. It's an adrenaline rush. It's kind of why I like it so well. This time of year, it's all about reaction strike on the lakes. And you get out there with those 20-foot PSTs or those 18-foot power trollers, get those old heavy 3-ounce weights. I mean, right now we're running 2s.
Right.
But that's simply because it's a little bit of a post-spawn, and the fish haven't gone out into that deep water yet. So, most of them are kind of in the 6 to 8 to 12-foot range, and so we don't have to go real deep to catch them right now.
Right. A little easier to use the 2-ounce weights than the 3-ounce.
Yes, it's a difference. To us, it doesn't really make much difference simply because of the way we do it. A lot of people think you're just having to hoist those 3-ounce or 2-ounce weights up. We don't really do that. when you're running at 1.5, 1.7 miles an hour, those fish are coming up on the side of the boat.
Right.
So, I mean, and you got out, 12, 14 foot of line, so, or more at times. And so all you're doing is just picking the rod up and steering the fish to the side of the boat.
Right.
And so you're not having to really hoist them up to the front most of the time. So
they hook themselves most of the time.
They do. I mean, at times, I mean, you just see them hit that rod if they miss it, and they'll pop it pretty hard. And but you're either going to catch him or you aren't. He's gone.
Right.
And,
tell us the typical setup when you're power trolling.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing right now. I'm running the 20-foot PSTs.
All right.
And the reason for that is generally when you look at our lakes, about the last week, maybe the last 2 weeks of May, starting June the 1st and kind of end of May, starting in June, crankbaits really become popular on our lakes. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is about them, but they love those crankbaits, and that maybe just how those fish get them in their mouth. I have no idea, but they'll absolutely swallow those things. And so what we're running is a double rig. It's a 5-foot leader setup. I run the weight on top. So if I got a 3-ounce weight or a 2-ounce weight, right now I'm running 2s. I've got a little snap swivel because I can snap them on, snap them off. If those fish go deeper, I just go deeper with the weight. So in other words, I'll go to the 3-ounce weight if they drop on down in a deeper water column. But right now you come down 2 foot, you got a tie an overhand knot. We run Crappie Magnet Fin Spins, Pro Series, Slab Curlies, all the Crappie Magnet bait lines.
What's the weight on those?
Generally a quarter ounce.
Quarter ounce?
Yeah.
Do you change those out to 8, or do you always use quarter?
Most of the time in the summertime, I run a quarter. Yeah. We kind of call it big and nasty. They like big baits down here. Right. In Mississippi. I don't know, it may not in other lakes, but they do here. So when you got that big quarter ounce Pro Series with the skirt and the flash, and you take that, I think that slab curly's 2.5 inches or something
somewhere
like
in that.
Yeah, it's pretty long. And stick that tail under there, you got a pretty good size setup. And so we run that on top. Then we turn around and put the crankbaits on the bottom. There'll be some days you'll go out there and you look up and everything you're catching's on the fin spins.
Right.
And you think, why is the day any different? But the fish tell you what they want anyway. So if that's the case, sometimes we'll take some of the cranks off, put double fin spin rigs. We never put double crankbait rigs on. We always run a
you could. No one ever does it, I think, because it would just tangle up.
Yeah.
If you got if you got like a leaf or something on grass on the one, it would spin, and it just wouldn't work very good. Yeah. You'd be spending a lot of time. Yeah. Or John Mason be spending a lot of time untangling and retying.
He would.
So that's the front of the boat.
Well, that's in other words, the front of the boat, that's basically the way we set up. And primarily our lineup on the front on crankbaits is PICO Lures.
Right.
And which you very well know, PICO's got the best. Best. They just work.
They're tuned. They stay tuned. And
they work.
Very rarely do they ever come that they're not tuned, and they're very durable, sharp hooks. And down here in Mississippi, some of the colors were designed by people here in Mississippi, and so that's part of the reason why some of those colors are they really stick out that you saw. Now John Mason, your first mate, beach ball, his new favorite.
Oh man, he was killing them on beach ball. Yeah, and that's been what's funny, last year, which I was posting colors that were doing really well. And this year, it's a completely different lineup. It's crazy.
And the year before that, it was different.
Well,
remember? And you just went through hot streaks, and you'd be like, this is my hot color, and this is my hot color. And then the next year, it's like, oh, no, maybe some of that's because of the watercolor that you got dealing with.
It's got to be. It's got to be. Yeah. We've been kind of talking about it out there in the different, but now you got to remember too, for the past week, which we've been fishing about every day, getting ready for the Sore Lip Mall. And it's been cloudy, overcast, hadn't been any sun. Every once in a while, a little peek out just a little bit. So that makes a difference, too, on cranks. You want to go a little bit darker colors. I don't know the name of some of these we've been using, but the black pinks have been really good. You got a black front with a pink tail. I don't know what that's
exactly what it's called. Black, and it has a / forward slash and pink.
All right, and then you got the black with a pink belly.
That is it's like an Ugly John or something.
Yeah, okay.
I'd have to look up. That's the one that actually they made for Grenada.
Okay.
It was kind of made, that color was made for that one, and it was really hot. When Mitch had like 8 colors, it was crazy. Like everyone wanted that color, and then all of a sudden, you know, they go through phases. And they want this, and they want that.
Beach ball's been crazy.
Beach ball, I think.
Now, one of the colors from last year that really is still kicking like big time right now is that shark splatterback.
The chartreuse splatterback.
Yeah, no, they're liking it right now. So.
And crazy as that is, it's a hot bass fishing color. Pink is very hot, like solid pink. And solid pink early in the year typically catch a lot of catfish too. So you have to be careful early in June on highland reservoirs up our way, because you start getting off into 10 or 12 feet of water, you're going to be dealing with catfish, which is, if you like catching them, put all pink on, dude.
Let me
go out
tell
there
you,
and
pink
hit the
is
flat.
my absolute favorite color for crappie fishing.
Pink glimmer is.
You give me some pink of some kind, I'm going to do well.
Pink splatterback is one
really
that is good for
really good.
Down here for crappie, up there for walleye. I mean, they catch crappie up there, but they catch walleye on it, and so the colors, they have 42 different color patterns. And so in the deep dive, and then they got 15 color patterns in the square bills. And also for this year, what's new is the transparent paycheck. Paycheck is the one that you haven't used a whole lot probably yet, but it's the only one that's transparent that you can see through on the belly. And my son-in-law actually painted that color from what I wanted and what he wanted, and came up with it, and it's a phenomenal bait, especially in reservoirs that have clean water. Like that's really taken off, but it's kind of like a no-see-em. I think it may be something that catches on down here, like later on in the summer, where your water starts cleaning up more and more cleaner it gets. That may be a color pattern, but they do have that in square bill now.
That black shark's done really well too.
Yeah,
black with that shark tail. So it's
that, and anything with black down here has been pretty good.
Brad, if people probably don't believe it when you tell them this, but we've been 6 days in a row, and up until today, we've caught 150 crappie plus.
Right.
I mean, on these lakes with those crankbaits. I mean, people have no idea. I mean, it's you can't keep them off the lines. Now that's been running 8 poles out the front and 8 planer boards off the back. But,
that's right.
You got 16 rigs with 2 setups, and so you're running 32 baits. You're going to catch a lot of fish, but I mean it works. And but most people wouldn't believe that you're just steady pulling fish in the way we do.
Water temperature, when it first gets good and it gets warm, what's the water temperature, and when does this end? So what's our normally it starts getting slower at what temperature?
Well, that water temperature out there in 1 week went from 65 to 75. So it dropped 10 or went up 10 degrees.
Right.
And so I knew there was, when it was back at 65, we were running double fin spin rigs.
Right.
They just didn't want a crankbait. So, I mean, just weren't quite ready for it. Just wasn't the season for us.
Right.
When that water temperature went to 75, I was grabbing that crankbait box, and I knew it. And boy, the minute we put them out, it was just bam, bam, bam. I mean, so you get 75, you get anything above that, you better put some crankbaits on.
And that hot bite will last until usually October, or when does it stop?
Run it through September. Yeah.
Through September.
Mm-hmm.
So during the dog days of summer.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's
just awesome.
June, July, and August are the primary months down here that you just don't go to the lake without a crankbait on the bottom.
All right. If you had to give them one tip for power trolling, what would that be? One tip be for them, to catch more fish?
Get the right rigs, man. That's that would be the tip. I mean, everybody asks me, can I change? Can I do this? Can I change that? Can I do this with this? And can I use this? And can I use that? And I'm saying, just get the right gear. I mean, right. I've tried all that stuff you're talking about, man. I can tell you, don't use it. It ain't going to work. Go get the right poles. That's the main thing to start with.
Right.
And then you got to turn around and figure out what the best baits are. Right. I don't, PICO Lures is one of our new sponsors for Crappie Cartel. I think you know that.
I know that.
And we're so excited about that simply because they got a fantastic crankbait. We love it. That's what we use. So we don't have a sponsor that we don't use their products. And so and the reason why they're the best out there. In our opinion. So, people are going to have opinions too. But get the right poles. This time of year, when I run the crankbaits, I'm running the 20-foot PST.
B&M poles.
Yeah, B&M pole. And when I'm running double fin spin rigs, I'm running power trollers with 3-ounce weights. So it just depends on what style of fishing I'm doing at what particular time.
Yep.
And but get the right poles, then turn around and get the right gear. I run Crappie Magnet because it works for me.
Right.
I will not go on a lake without having a Les Pink Pro Series on and a midnight pink tail. And that was the reason that we call it Les Pink. That bait will catch fish anywhere, anytime. And so I'm going to have some of those on. And then you're going to go through the crankbait PICO box until we find something the color they want.
Right.
And then hopefully Mitch has got me a box of 4, 5, 6 of them that I got in my boat, because that's probably what I end up with on.
Right.
Once the fish tell me what they want. So you get the right baits.
All right. That takes us to tackle time. Of course, we just got done talking about PICO Lures. PICO Lures, of course, has a complete line of hard and soft baits. So even if you were going to go out there and go bass fishing, they got some jig heads that are made for that. But you can catch everything from trout to walleye to stripers to white bass to any kind of bass. And, of course, crappie. And if you're trolling, of course, we can't say any more than to have the Godfather of power trolling here talking about PICO crankbaits, because he uses them, he catches fish. So, that's what counts. Check them out at PICOLures.com. Also, B&M poles. Of course, you talked about B&M poles. B&M poles has a line of poles for all types of game fish that are out there. Everything from Sam's Super Salty, which salt bait rods, but you also use them for trolling sometimes with the planer boards. And
I'm running the gunners, but the gunner B&Ms. But
there's some people that are using the Sam
good.
Super Salt. I am,
too.
And I think Jim Churchill's using those.
They're great.
So.
Great.
But you can check them out at bnmpole.com. And Les, if they want to find out more about what you're up to.
Hey, just come click on our Facebook page, Crappie Cartel, and come join, watch, follow along with us, some of our adventures. You go to Power Trolling for Crappie. You'll find a lot of information right there. But go to both those Facebook pages and follow along.
All right, there you go. Like I always like to end the show, make sure you keep your hook sharp, your lures in the water and stay away from the cartel.